Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to talk about gay marriage and specifically the LGBT rights, LGBTQ rights, and plus. If you guys may have known, on the current news media and news outlets right now, there's talk of the Supreme Court revisiting the gay marriage and possibly overturning that. We're going to take a look at that in the video today, find out all the information that's going to be entailed, and this is not going to be a highly watched video. So I'm just going to skip the introduction, just get right on with this. But I do want to state some disclaimers. This is being recorded on Monday, August 11th at 9:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This video is just for entertainment and for educational purposes only as well. You want to stay in the loop, want to be notified when I do post and upload, then follow my Blue Sky account and my Facebook group in the comment section below if you want to be notified when I do post and upload. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when I do upload as well. Alright, so I'm not going to waste your time. It's going to be a very short video, hopefully. But let's get on with it. Let's just get into this. I don't like to keep you guys long, but if you want to go ahead and watch some of my other gay videos, when I say that, that's very weirdly taken out of context. I mean LGBTQ marriage videos. I'll put the link to those videos in the description below. I think the last time I covered a specific topic was back in 2021. Alright, let's revisit this. Let's find out what's happening now. According to this, there's this woman named Davis who is challenging the president and saying that, hey, listen, I refuse to give a marriage license to some people because of my own political beliefs, and she was jailed and fined for that. So she is trying to set a precedent and say, listen, they're challenging gay marriage in general, and that's what the whole intention is. So let's go ahead, let's find out what's happening in gay marriage. Okay. So Spears Angels, tell me, what's happening to gay marriage in the Supreme Court? What is the likely future? Well, actually, before we act that, let's act. Will the Supreme Court take up Davis' case and hear her case on gay marriage? Will it be denied by the court? Okay, so it's saying the court is kind of like in unknown territory right now. It feels like the Supreme Court wants to take it up, but it's going to cause backlash. I'm not 100% confident the Supreme Court will hear the argument. But again, it doesn't feel like a certain either. It feels like it's kind of like 50-50 at this point, but it's 51% not going to take it, 49 going to take it. And so it's like pretty roughly around even in terms of this decision, but a tilt towards not taking the case. So to keep that in mind, keep that in the back of your mind that this is not like one and done. Like the Supreme Court could indeed hear the case. It seems to be very much split. The first card that comes up is we're asking the question, will they take up the case? This means uprooting something from the current system or current precedent. This means uprooting something. And there's going to be two ways I'm going to interpret this. This could mean that, okay, things are being uprooted. They see that and they're like, okay, this is the first interpretation. Okay, things are going to be uprooted. We're going to take up the case. However, it could possibly lead to restriction. There's private behind the scene. I'm feeling that it's not always going to be public on decisions and how they operate this. It feels like this is more of like a case that's behind the scenes, not in the open, not publicly done. And here we have it's a conservative justice, a conservative Supreme Court making a ruling. But I'm hearing the word facade ruling. And here is strength. A facade ruling of strength. That makes no sense. Okay, let's do the other interpretation. Let's do the second interpretation. Uprooting things from current precedent, so overturning the gay marriage precedent, causing restriction on those who were already married, who plan to get married, the eight of swords here. Because of that, the rule of the land no longer separates religion and government. It's now co-joined as one. It has become a theocracy. They're the co-joining of something, a unison. And because of this is the Supreme Court in religion. because it believes it's in its divine right to stay the messages of God through the courts. And however, the ruling of the justices, ironically enough, I put this accidentally, I guess subconsciously underneath the justice card, which is the Two of Swords, was tells us that the decision is not yet determined. I feel like this is going to be a case to watch, and we won't really know exactly how they're going to vote. I feel like it might give you a surprise, or it might go the way that we would expect a conservative Supreme Court to act based on past precedent with Roe versus Wade. 70% of Americans that were polled support gay marriage. 70% of Americans and 41% of Republicans support gay marriage, a decrease from 2021 where 51% of Republicans supported gay marriage. So a slight decrease, but while the majority of Americans had a 7% increase in approval of gay marriage, and that has since plateaued since 2021. So keep that in mind as well, that majority of Americans are actually in support of gay marriage, but that doesn't mean anything to a Supreme Court that doesn't listen to the people. Anyway, so what difference does it make, right? Okay. Now I want to ask is, what's going to happen to gay marriage? What's going to happen to gay marriage in the United States when Davis, just say hypothetically, Davis court case goes up to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court agrees to hear the case on gay marriage? What's going to happen to gay marriage? What will the Supreme Court decide? What will be the final outcome? Give me the most likeliest outcome of them all. They're telling me to take this card and put it back. Gay marriage, what's the likeliest one of them all? Then they're telling me to sit the after effects. Okay, what's the after? Okay. So they're telling me this is the before, this is the current, this is the after. Okay, this is the Supreme Court. What will happen in the Supreme Court with gay marriage? What's going to happen to the Supreme Court with gay marriage? Okay, a card just flew out as soon as I said that. What's going to happen to gay marriage in the Supreme Court? Give us a little bit of the story. Will it be overturned? Will gay marriage be outlawed? Which kind of sucks because, you know, I'm gay and I would like to get married, but I guess it is what it is. Anyway, when you're probably all like, Chris, what are you saying? It is what it is. I don't know. I just don't want to like get myself too hopeful. I guess I'm trying to minimize myself from being, you know, too happy. I know that's easier said than done. Alright, so we have faith. We have faith in reverse. And then the top of the deck here, we have the devil. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, man. Okay. Hold on. Let's show that again. Faith in reverse. So this is not about religion. This is about supremacy. The white devil. I'm hearing the word white devil, so I guess we're going to go with that. White devil. The devil. This is not about supremacy. I mean, this is not about religion. This is about supremacy. Control. Influence. Look at those flowers. And look at the people. Look at the people right, and look how angry they look. But you see here, I'm seeing like the Handmaid's Tale. I'm seeing like control. This is religion. This is the religion at its worst. So let's take a look at the Supreme Court. What's in the before? Well, we have here a major jurisdiction, right? And overturning, saying that gay people can indeed get married. That they have the legal right to get married. This is the Four of Pentacles. It hasn't even been 4 decades. And yet they are already trying to institute that. However, it also was a very sad day for those of them who believe that they are supremacists, that they are above the LGBTQ community. And this is why the Five of Pentacles comes in. It feels like they feel like people need to feel sorry for them, that they lost the right to vote, that they lost, not the right to vote, but they lost the ability to say no to people. That they feel like they were now no longer in control, that other people who they deemed as inferior won for once. And here you have it, the Knight of Pentacles, the Trojan horse. They came up with an idea, a plan, a goal, to toxify a solution, to bring up a case. It almost felt like it was a setup. Set up a case, and then had it pending for years until the moment was ripe to abolish it. This was the plan. This was the leading up to why the court case is where we are now. This is what it feels like. So this is the beforehand. And here is trouble. They're bringing trouble ahead because they brought trouble because they felt like they lost their power. This is all about supremacy. If you watch my Voting Rights Act video, the one before this, it's all about supremacy. That's all it comes down to. It's about power over another person because they just can't fathom the fact that somebody else can be equal with them. And here you have is the Ace of Pentacles, right? This is them handing out an offer. Same thing. It's in the same position. It tells us that they are handing this. This is the golden opportunity. This is for them. This is the religious delegates to try to overturn gay marriage. And here you have is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is a proposal. It's a bad intention, not well informed. And here you have is followed the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is justice, but it's reverse justice, not doing the right thing. This is the before. What's in the current, what's in the present in the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court is now currently underway uptaking cases. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what the cards are saying. The Supreme Court is trying to make this specific year the year of precedent, a new normal. And that will go well into 2026. So they're making the schedule now to prepare for the new normal that's coming. So this is what the Eight of Pentacles means. They very well could take up the case. They very well could take it up, and that's what's scary. And here we also have the Page of Cups. I'm hearing the word wishful thinking, not the future. Wishful thinking, and you caught the fish in the cup. Wishful thinking, you caught the fish in the cup. Now I asked for clarifier cards, a little bit more specific cards. I do have LGBTQ cards in this tarot deck, which is this deck here. But it didn't come up, at least not that I'm aware of. We have here is the first card that wanted to come out was the Knight of Swords reversed. It's just telling me a lack of honor, dishonesty. It's saying that they see these people as lesser than. They see these people as not upholding the image that they see fit. When we go into the past as well, as we have darkness. Darkness and the Eight of Swords here. Darkness. There was a lot of darkness here when gay marriage was instituted. There was a lot of darkness, and this feels like this consumed a certain demographic of people who sought to reverse that darkness. But they saw this darkness because they couldn't fathom the idea that someone is now equal with them, that they lost the battle, they lost the war. They thought they were going to win, for surely. But the darkness can consume a man and prevent him or her from thinking clearly and effectively taking the wheel. And because of that, what is in the motion? What's happening right now in this very moment? We have here fire. They're looking to fire things up. They're looking to burn things down. Not bring progress, not bring forward, not bring potential, but burn it down. And here's what is the future? Well, we have the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is to try to, I'm not seeing liberalism here, I'm seeing conservatism, but I'm also seeing behind the scenes, is to create a blockage to prevent people from receiving that potential. And that's why you have this boy in this wheelchair, because the thing is that there's no handicap. There is nothing here that's a handicap except steps. So they're saying that, hey, listen, you can get married, but you have to follow our steps. You have to get off that wheelchair and walk up, because you're not really disabled. We don't really think you're disabled. We think you're lying. But this is the Ten of Wands here, and the Ten of Wands is saying struggle. That they're doing this on purpose so you couldn't reach the top point, because they know that you don't have a choice. And essentially, I feel really strongly that these people who are doing this will end up in hell. I really do. And I was told this by actually when I met God. Ironically enough, I had a video scheduled years ago where I was supposed to talk about God and my interaction with him and her. And yes, they are, ironically enough, a lot of MAGA will poop themselves, including, a lot of Christians and religious people. God identifies as they, them. not as he or her. He's both, and he's also none, because he's an energy. And they were essentially saying that those who refuse to listen, those who refuse to follow in the concept of love and peace and loving each other will be doomed to repeat this lifetime. For those of us, we don't have to. We can choose to be reborn if you want to, but we don't have to keep choosing this life because we have the opportunity to move on. So if you're wondering what is going to be the ramifications for people who are religious who have this idea, well, their hell is here. This is hell for them because they're going to go through this process always, continuously. They will relive and never grow beyond this point, and that will be their hell. So in essence, punishment isn't the same way that we perceive. It's just we live in a life over and over and over and over again. After a while, it sounds like punishment, right? Exactly. All right. I don't see anything indication to gay marriage being overturned, but I just want to get a clear yes or no answer. But based on earlier in the video, it didn't seem like there was an answer, so I'm just going to ask one more time and see maybe there is an answer. If just say Davis Supreme Court case was to reach the highest Supreme Court, is it possible, Spirit, that the Supreme Court can overturn gay marriage? Yes or no? Just give me a yes or no. We have here temperance and destruction. We have here creating an equilibrium and overturning something and watching the destruction unfold. So yeah, it's very possible. If anything, I will put this at 49% possibility of happening. What's the bottom deck here? We have death. But don't worry, it's going to be reborn again. It's going to come back. Gay marriage doesn't seem like it's going to be something that's going to be dead for long. It just feels like it dies and it comes back. Like a phoenix. On the top of the deck, 10 of stories. Yeah, I don't think gay marriage is going to be here for that long, but it does feel like it's going to be codified into law soon. It makes a lot of sense, though, because in this book, from the previous video that I did on, voting rights, and specifically women, it says here on my channel, and for January the 9th, 2025, right, you go to the back of the page, and it says this. It says here, gays and LGBTQ will suffer at the helm of Orange. I made this so that he himself could seek the highest office. So this means two different things. This is the interpretation here. This means two different things. This means, first of all, Donald Trump needed to attack gay people in order to be inaugurated or to become president, right? That's the first one. The second one is saying that gay people need to suffer, LGBTQ people need to suffer in order to bring the first LGBTQ member to the highest office of the land. It's saying that gay people will usher in their president. So that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I will see you guys all next time. Thank you. Seriously. I love you.